My name is Janice. I'm here on your TV screen to help you adjust the color. I have blue eyes, blonde hair, fair skin, and I'm wearing a light blue dress. If the color needs correction, just turn the color controls on your TV set until I look normal, okay?
Moving product? Sure. But that means more than just carton bottles.
It sits there and does the job for us 24 hours a day.
Anyone that wants to talk to you, wonderful. But while your mouth's going, keep your feet and hands moving.
Doing the job right's the only shortcut. Any other shortcut, you're just cutting your own throat.
And I'm sure that a machine that looks neat, attractive to people, is pleasing to them. I'm sure that we'll get a lot more sales.
Actually, we have an impulse item.
Sure, it's hard work. What isn't these days? But you learn little shortcuts and time savers on the job. Ways to work smarter instead of harder.
It's your job to be the professional, the expert, to know how to move product.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning.
You're an individual. You do the job the way you want. And when you do it right, there's nobody interfering with you, no one telling you what to do. You learn from experience. Yours and the other guys. You share your experiences with your fellow workers, and you learn from each other. The job? Get the most product to the most customers. How? Fast as you can. Easiest way possible. Frank and Tom are starting their day. Let's go along and watch. You decide why one man is doing a more effective job and finding it easier at the same time. First, let's watch Tom.
Hey, Mr. Olson, could you sign this, please?
Now, wait a second. Only 10 cases of empties? Now, I could have sworn you had more than that.
Well,
Frank, on the other hand, has a different method.
Mr. Stein, you got a minute? Can you check these in for me, please?
Hi, Frank. What do you got here?
We got 10 cases 16 ounce, 3 cases quarts, 4 cases cans, 3 Coke, 1 Fanta. Your empties are all stacked up, ready to go. Let's check them out before I load them on a truck.
Fine, let's go.
Two different individuals doing the same job in different ways. Let's look into those differences. First, wait for the tone. After the tone, press the pause button on your video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on your responder. Remember, after the tone, first press the video pause button, then button 1 on the responder. That's pause button, then button 1. Let's go back a few steps and look in on Tom's bottle room techniques. Once again, he seems to move fast. But moving fast doesn't always lead to finishing fast. And that holds true whether you're sorting out empties or checking in fulls. Perhaps if we drop in on Frank working in the bottle room, we can pick up some pointers from him on getting the empties out.
Sure, there are guys who do 4 at a time, just like there are guys who run 4-minute miles. But this is good enough for me. It's fast, it's smooth, and I know what I'm doing. I don't figure to break any world records, but I also don't figure to break any bottles. And when you think about it, the dealer doesn't want you making 3-hour calls either. So see if you could convince him to have someone do the sorting and stacking for you. And the least he'll probably do is get the empties area set up so you can move fast. And once you got a system, it's really not too bad. First off, you gotta keep the cases level. Simple. Just load all the same size bottles in each case. It really goes pretty fast, especially when you sort cases that are already loaded with most of the same size bottle, and pull out the other sizes. Not that it's a race. I'm just working smart, making it easy for myself. Not a bad idea to check for strays, too. I always round up at least a few. Sometimes a dealer will want me to pull everything out, even if it means taking a half-filled case of different-sized bottles. Then I just put the tallest ones in the corners, does the same thing as making them all level. And that's important if it ends up in the middle of the stack later. Really, it's just common sense. It's the only way to do it.
Frank's way isn't the only way, but it's a good one. It sure seems to work for him, and it may well work for you. Find out. At the tone, press the pause button on the video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on the responder. That's the pause button, then button 1. Every shopper can clue you in as to why products sell or don't sell. You can learn just by watching the way they decide which items they're going to buy. Let's see what we can learn from this shopper. Sloppy shelf. Too bad, no sale. Now, they look pretty good. Dust, forget it. These look good. Watch it. Too bad. Skip that whole section. Never had a chance. Funny thing about watching customers, after a while you get to know what they expect, what they're looking at, what they're looking for. You can almost predict. Yes, you can pretty much predict what the customer will go for, as well as what she'll skip. Now, if you'll just think about this shopper, she bought some products and passed others by, and she seemed to have reasons for each selection or rejection. What were those reasons? After the tone, press the pause button on the video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on the responder. That's video pause button, then button 1. Sure, every outlet's a place to learn. And the shoppers are the teachers every time they choose one product over another. All you have to do is watch. But what about when you're not in the store, which is most of the time? Have you ever stopped to think about what happens to your products when you're not around? Let's go back and take a look.
Well, it's usually battered up by the time you get back there again.
A lot of people will buy one bottle of Coke and buy a bottle of root beer and a lemon. And when you get through, it looks like a bunch of chickens been walking on it.
Just unscrew caps or pull the flip-top lids open once in a while. But
customers in supermarkets are kind of bad.
A lot of people write words on machines, scratch it in with nails and this sort of thing.
They just buy something in one department and drop it off in another place.
It's just that simple. It's just not going to sell.
Somehow, you're the one that's got to stop it. Or rather, head it off before it ever gets like this. Now, look again at how these areas looked when we started. The shelves weren't bad. The cooler looked pretty good, too. Then think about what happened to them while you were gone. That's right. Something has got to be done, and someone has to know how to do it. So, to look into methods for handling these problems, after the tone, press the pause button on your video cassette player, then press button number 1 on your responder. That's pause button, then button 1. Sometimes, even with clean, attractive shelves and the cooler looking like new, you still might see people not buying your product. How come? Watch.
You know, this usually happens when I'm in a big rush. But you gotta stop for a second. Sometimes a little dirt can make a good name seem bad. After all, what's wrong with picking up a few pieces of paper? Or a couple of crowns. Or making sure the clock is running. If I don't take care of the little things, I could end up with a real mess on my hands in no time at all.
Tom is learning from experience. He's investing a little time now to save a lot of time later. And meanwhile, take a look at those sales he's racking up. Seems like a pretty reasonable idea. Now, to test your ideas on this subject, after the tone, press the pause button on your video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on your responder. Video pause button, then button 1. Sometimes a dealer will unintentionally do something to hurt his own sales. But you've got to see his side of the picture, too. Sometimes there's just not enough of him to go around. Whether it's in a service station or a food store, there are times when the dealer has too many things on his mind to recognize a situation that may cause a loss of sales. Based on what you've just seen happen on the screen, what do you think are the real reasons for the lost sales? You can answer that question on your responder. After the tone, press the pause button on your video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on your responder. Video pause button, then button 1. Coke is the world's leading soft drink because of the universal appeal of its unique taste. But there's another reason, too. Coca-Cola is also the most widely recognized trademark product in the world. And do you know where that recognition begins? Right here in these outlets. It's a fact, tens of thousands of these trademark reminders are placed every year. Some of them are pretty expensive, too. But it's done for good reason. These reminders make sales. They create goodwill. They're a good investment. That is, they're a good investment if the dealer uses them in the right way and in the right place. Now, when you think about the cost and the popularity of these reminders, isn't it only reasonable for Frank to be concerned about Mr. Stein's missing clock? What can Frank or any salesman do about it? Let's find out. After the tone, press the pause button on your video cassette player. Then press button number 1 on your responder. Video pause button, then button 1.
Don't kid yourself. Moving product is work. But it can be fun, too. How? Well, first you got to get the dealer on your side. Build up the old goodwill. Then you got to get in and you got to get out as fast and easy as possible. But remember to make sure you do it right. And speaking of right, no matter how great a product you've got, folks just don't like to buy it from a sloppy display or from one they can't get to. So you got to make your product look the best and stand out the most. How do you take care of all of this before it takes care of you? Work with your head, not with your back. You'll be moving out fast and easy.